miss the cigarettes. Hey, like, how the fuck do you have AA with no smokes? It's nuts. And it's criminal, so to speak.
So, Natasha, let me ask you this. You were sort of absent from a previous season, but, spoiler alert, you're here on the stage tonight, so you're very much in this new season. I mean, what was it like to, how do you just sort of deal with, being away from the show for a while, coming back to it? What are you experiencing when that's happening?
Well, it definitely didn't feel right to be gone. We're tight. Yeah. So it also, in that sense, was not strange to be back, because it was sort of, like real friends, where even if you don't see each other, you're kind of right back where you left off and getting very deep very quickly. Of course, thanks to cell phones, we also were in touch pretty regularly, and also saw each other a lot. But there's something about this show. There's just something about this crazy thing that we all created together. That I've never experienced before. I've been doing this for a long time. And I think it took us all by surprise. I would guess also Genji and Netflix. I think everybody was surprised that this show sort of took on such a life of its own. And I've never really been part of building something like that, like seeing it from inception like that. And I missed the show like crazy when it wasn't there.
Yeah. There's a scene sort of late in the season, so I don't want to give too much away, but it's an experience that you and Laura and Taylor shared together.
Oh!
A kind of a bonding experience that the three of you get to enjoy.
Oh, because of the corn, because we're all planting the corn.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, there was something about that seemed very celebratory, almost like a kind of welcome back.
That scene seemed celebratory?
Yeah.
Welcome home is a pile of crack, yes. Yes, it's, that's how you do it.
Yes, that's how we party in my house.
Yeah, that scene really felt, first of all, brutal physically to shoot. I would say one of the so basically what happens is, in the summer when we shoot, it's so intensely unpleasant. It's
very hot.
So
it's very
hot.
humid.
No, it's like an unreasonable amount of hotness. We're in that outfit. You can't. There's no breathability, and it's very warm. And in that cornfield that day was just like buckets. Now, I'm oddly not complaining. Also, by the way, it gets freezing in the winter. But I'm not complaining, because I will say that now that it's over, the memory of it, and I think this is true of most acting stuff and also childbirth, is that it's like in my mind's eye, it just felt like we were so alive and almost like we went to battle together, because it was. I just remember Taylor, and at some point she the lighter, because it was like a makeshift lighter, and she just got a giant burn on her hand, but because she was playing. She was corned out. She kept just she would just stare at it periodically, is that really happening? And then Prepon and I would be like, I think that is really happening. It's bleeding, but we'd be dripping sweat, and there was dirt in our fingernails. Yeah. There was something about it.
Such a rough day.
That was
such a tough day.
That day, oh man.
That day was really intense, but to me,
I burned myself. I picked up the crack pipe the wrong way.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, we held it the perfect way.
One over here.
You don't smoke enough crack, Steve. You don't smoke enough.
They were pros.
But what's funny is
I need more. Can't do it.
that day was really hard. But for me, it was actually way easier than the scene that Lolly and I had to do in the greenhouse. Because we were shooting in the dead heat. Yep, in the dead heat. Same thing as the crack scene. But we were in a greenhouse with our entire uniform on, with garbage bags taped at the wrists, and like around us, because it was the scene where I don't know, it's not really a spoiler, it's the first episode.
Yeah, I think.
But we dismember a body, you know. And there's like blood like squirting up. Like literally, I'm like doing the saw, and there's someone underneath like flicking blood up on the and there's like sweat dripping into my eyeball. It was insane. I literally felt like I was cutting weight like a fighter. And I'm like, this is insane. And after the take, Lori Petty and I would eat like sea salt and vinegar potato chips like savages, just to like get some kind of salt back into our bodies because we're sweating so much. So that day was a little more physically intense than the cornfield, but all in all, you know, it's pretty awesome days on the set of Orange. Never a dull moment, and it's fantastic.